Hi, it's Jeff.
And Denise from Mousesteps.com.
And this is episode number 400
400
of Mousesteps Weekly.
Sponsored by MEI Travel and Mouseband Travel. With all the Disney parks and hopefully the Disney Cruise Line available in the near future, we recommend MEI and Mouseband for booking your trip. We're going to see Disneyland Paris opening next month as well. Of course, Disneyland
June 17th. So exciting.
So, and I'm sure we'll hear something, I assume, about Disney Cruise Line at some point in the near future, too.
You know, all the parks, all the Disney parks in the whole world should all be open at that time.
That will
finally.
Yes, for the first time in a very long time. In forever.
That's right. So we're going to start off the show here at Disney's Wilderness Lodge.
So we've been dining inside some, and we were here for Whispering Canyon Cafe. And you mentioned, like, I have to think about this as opposed to we just did Chef Mickey's. So it's been exciting to try, you know, some new or reopened restaurants.
Yes, very much so. And it was also very exciting to be back at Disney's Wilderness Lodge. I love coming here because sort of like the Polynesian, it's instant relaxation for me. You know, just seeing all of this, it's just so nice to walk around and enjoy the atmosphere.
Well, I mean, this is my second favorite resort next to Disney's Polynesian Village Resort. Back when it opened in 1994, I was buying log home magazines because I thought, I really want to live in a log home. But once this opened, this satisfied my need for any, like, I could not have a better home than, you know, being able to visit this.
And this, what you just said, reminds me, do you remember they used to sell a little kit, a little toy of the Wilderness Lodge, like a log kit?
I do. That was a really long time ago.
Yeah, I wish I had bought one of those. That is the one thing I don't have.
This is called Copper Creek Falls. It used to be Silver Creek Falls, but then they added in the Copper Creek cabins and, you know, sort of a new theming element.
And we've had some really nice stays at Disney's Wilderness Lodge. I remember the one time we did club level, and it was so nice to be able to look out and see everything from the top floor.
And I've actually been on the roof. They used to have tours that would take you to the roof. Ranger Stan, like long time ago, when I stayed here, like in the 90s, that was something that you could do. And I know they used to have a flag family also. I don't know if that's something that was in recent times too. But they would at that time also, back in the 90s, be able to go to the roof.
I had never heard of that. That sounds
flag
fantastic.
family.
I would have loved that.
You know, Ranger Stan was like it's such a great, you know, it's sort of like Richard at the Grand Floridian or, you know, Art over at Disney's Beach Club. You know, just
legendary cast members.
Yes, and just he was really amazing.
And you were just taking a look at the pool area. I love that pool. And this used to be a quick service, or actually it was a bar, I think, and now it is a health,
like a spa or something
like that. And here is another look at some of the rooms, and of course we're back in the lobby.
And there is the Mercantile, which you have that totem, that really famous totem that includes Humphrey Bear and Donald and Mickey, and then you have that fireplace, the 82-foot fireplace. This is an eight-story lobby, and there's actually a number of fireplaces. There's a couple. This is the main one, the stone fireplace, but there's two more in the resort that we're going to take a look at one of them, and then there's also two in the villas area.
You know, the lobby itself is just so beautiful, especially around Christmas time, right here when you have the big giant Christmas tree in the middle of it. It's so nice. Very festive.
It's not just festive, but I just think that there's something about, because this is, you know, a wood lobby, there's something about having a tree here that looks very natural.
It lends itself
beautiful
to Christmas. Here is the main fireplace with the rocking chairs. Distant, of course, but who knows how long that part will remain.
Yeah, everything has been changing so much lately. You know?
Since we shot this, we've now been to the parks and we're able to not wear a mask outside if we chose to.
I mostly did, but yeah, I mean, it depends if nobody's around, then I'm fine, obviously, to walk around without.
And here's the main reason that we were here, the Whispering Canyon Cafe. It's been quite some time since we dined here, and we're doing our lunch today here. This is a little footage I shot afterwards, after we came back in the afternoon, just to kind of show the restaurant without getting in people's faces, just to give you an idea of the seating.
But, well, not only in their faces, just to show what it looks like. There were guests. And it wasn't too. This is where we were sitting,
Yeah,
which was actually
this is
fantastic.
from our seat here, so not crowded at all. They put us way in the back, very quiet for the Wilderness Lodge. I mean, there was still a little bit of shenanigans going on, but no horses, going around and the screaming as much.
You know what? It was very low key. It was really low key for Whispering Canyon Cafe. The last time we were here was January 2020.
And there is my Diet Coke. I ordered a Diet Coke, so that's a normal Coke, and they brought me this little Diet Coke version. They're both actually Diet Cokes, but it was funny.
I did not get that. I did not get one.
Well, you ordered a tea.
I know.
So not a diet tea. If you had ordered a diet tea, you probably would have had a little. You get the joke now.
I get it now. Yes, I didn't know that one.
Cornbread. It was so good. Beware. You could go crazy on this cornbread, but there is lots of other goodness coming.
So we ordered the All You Care to Enjoy lunch skillet, which does not include the drink or dessert, but it's $24. I think it's not a bad price for Disney. You can kind of get away from the parks and really just enjoy a meal here. But you can also order other things. And we're just looking right now at the skillet with the carrots and the ribs and the mashed potatoes and the chicken. It's just very good comfort food. But they also have sandwiches and a salad and other items as well you can order.
Now, they start off with a skillet like this, but if you want something else, then you can order it, and they'll bring you anything you want extra. And you, of course, ordered carrots.
I know, and then he made fun of me. This is barbecued pulled pork.
Very good.
The chicken is a citrus herb chicken, and then there's the maple chipotle barbecued slow smoked pork ribs. It's like 10 words to say ribs.
And we both agreed that everything that we had was very good. It wasn't the best version of everything I've ever had in my life, but it was still very good, very solid.
It's comfort food, and it really is. Like, for me, it's a lot of things I like.
And you're just looking at that little, that was my plate. That was my plate, and there's your plate, and there's what we've done to the skillet. And I think in the next shot, we're going to see what happens when you order a little bit more of something. They'll bring you a smaller skillet. And there's your carrots and your corn and a couple of ribs for me.
Yeah, he made fun of me a little or at first I was just like, oh, I'll just say carrot.
Well, you said just carrot, and I'm sure they're used to most people, bring me some ribs, bring me some chicken, and your carrots, please.
I did that at Chef Mickey's, though. I was like, I want carrots.
You did.
Please.
And this is a look at some of the theming here on the chairs, and you could see the other room was filled up at that point. And from this shot from above, you could see, it was a pretty good lunch crowd there.
Yeah, and the resort wasn't too busy, and they do distance people some. And here we are. We went outside.
This is the
upstairs.
closest to the roof I have ever been.
This is that little. That's true.
I have not been on the very top roof like you. So.
I have.
But it's still a great view and a nice walk. You could walk around up the stairs and just kind of look at all the beautiful areas of the Wilderness Lodge.
I wouldn't mind staying here maybe around Christmas time. That would be nice.
This is another fireplace that we've sat in and enjoyed before. Very relaxing. I think it's on the 3rd floor, and you could just walk up the stairs or take an elevator to get there. And then we can look. We're going to pan over and look down one last time at the lobby.
And there's a couple of these. I just call them fireplace rooms. That's what I've always called them. And it is relaxing. And again, I wouldn't mind staying here maybe around Christmas, toward Christmas, not during Christmas week or something, when it's not too crazy.
Absolutely. I would love that. So anyway, that was Disney's Wilderness Lodge lunch, and now we're over here at Epcot. Another day. This is a different day.
And we're going to Epcot tomorrow because the 3 Caballeros are back in the ride. They just appeared today.
That's right. I can't wait for that. And those date back all the way to the Mickey Mouse Review back at Walt Disney and the Magic Kingdom.
I don't think I ever saw it, which is too bad. I was going to the parks, but I never used my ticket on it.
So here in Epcot, when we were walking in, you noticed there's a lot of butterflies outside the butterfly tent. They must have escaped.
Well, the butterfly house, it wasn't open yet, and I'm like, look how many butterflies. Like, it's nice because you don't have to actually go into anywhere. You can just look at the butterflies, and actually there was a lot of bees, too, which was really cool.
And now we're looking at the France Pavilion, and speaking of France, Disneyland Paris, as we mentioned earlier, has announced their reopening on June 17th, and we are already talking about planning a trip there later this summer or early fall. I can't wait to go back to Disneyland Paris.
I wouldn't mind going on opening day.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I know we're probably not doing that.
So this is a slight little change. Mulan has joined the Princess Cavalcade here at Epcot.
And this is the only cavalcade that's left now. There's the Mickey and Friends ended a couple of weeks ago.
And Frozen hasn't been there for
a
months.
Couple months, yeah. Probably.
But it was nice to see Mulan added to the princess repertoire. And I know sometimes they change out. You never know what princess you're going to see really at Epcot.
Right, and I mean they're different. Like Jasmine, sometimes Jasmine's there.
Aurora.
Belle was not there the other day because we've been back one more time since.
So I'll let you set this up. This was a brand new occurrence here.
It's funny because I have to look up how to say this. Gelateria. Is that
Gelateria?
How you say? Something like
that. That sounds good to me.
Well, I want to say Gelateria. Like for some reason, that's what it looks like to me.
It's the gelato stand.
It is
so Gelateria sounds like it's probably correct. I think you were right.
It is. Well, I had to listen to it online. But it is a gelato stand. It is now open, and we were invited, and they have a variety of different items here, and we really enjoyed what we did try.
And they have a very nice seating area to the left of the stand here. You could see with nice little gardens around, and I'm sure it's beautiful at night with the lighting. So it was a really nice and relaxing place. We were there first thing in the morning to try some of this dessert goodness.
Well, they have a variety of different items, including like the Italian margarita, the Bellini. So you have alcohol drinks, you have non-alcoholic drinks, you have gelato, which I know it won't look totally like that in the back, but that's a gelato creation back there. There's tiramisu, there's just cannoli. So whatever you're kind of looking for, there's a lot of different items. And we had a gelato creation. This has strawberry in it. It has it has a whipped cream. It's like a sturdy whipped cream that has almost no sugar.
Well, yeah, it survived the sweltering heat of that day. It didn't melt even throughout all our pictures and video, and it was still so good when we ate it. That was my favorite item.
Well, the whipped cream, it has very little sweetness in it, but it goes good if you mix it in with ice cream. So we had strawberry and the Oreo cookies and cream gelato, and I was surprised that the strawberry went so well with that. It was very good.
And here is a overall view of where it is to the right of the Italian pavilion.
And it's so popular now already. It's so popular, obviously.
And when you have Via Napoli that close, what a combination. Two of my favorites so close together.
We have not been to Via Napoli now in like a year and a half.
That must change.
Maybe tomorrow.
Maybe
we could go tomorrow.
We could.
And there is Anna. You found her.
She was under the tree. It was a hot day. Normally, I'll show you where she normally is, but she was way under the trees. And I was wondering why there were people looking over there. And there was all these
I know, you're like, what's going on?
So I walk over there, and she's like, hi. Very friendly, the Anna there. And that's where she normally is in front of the summer house there. So it was interesting to see her in the bushes.
I've never seen her kind of back in the trees before. There is the harmonious barges, which were moving about a little bit. We've only seen a little bit of water coming from them. We've not seen like a full on,
I've seen clips of it, but not in person. I know sometimes there's full spray, but I know eventually there will be fountains all day, just kind of to hide these barges. So I look forward to seeing that.
Well, it sounds like Epcot Forever might come back.
I've heard that.
Before that.
And this was great. Alice was out, and I had never noticed before her flowers over there.
I don't know that she's had them before when we've seen her. So I thought that was
character on there.
Yeah,
I love them.
I thought that was really cool.
So of course we were taking the Skyliner because why not? We were so close. Taking a look at the France Pavilion. It doesn't seem like it's changed all that much, but it's still fun. Anytime I can ride the Skyliner, I will take that opportunity.
It looks like the Ratatouille area is ready to go, and maybe we'll see it in Paris before we see it here.
I think you're right. I think we will see it in Disneyland Paris again before this.
It is possible. So the fountain has been going, and it's been going like for months, and I can't wait for this to open. October 1st is the official date. I don't know when they might start, soft opening time period.
Yeah, no idea about that, but we'll keep a lookout for it. But it looks, as you said, everything looks done, and also the restaurant. I can't wait for that too.
There's a creperie. It's going to be crepes in the way of Brittany. So we will see. I think it's going to be a very nice addition. It's going to be counter service and table service.
A lot to look forward to at Epcot. Now we're here at Disney's Hollywood Studios. This was the same day.
I forgot that was the same day. Like, we've actually been at the parks a fair bit in the last week or two.
And
Mira was leading the Disney Junior Cavalcade here, and I think she's here right now on a daily basis. I don't know how long we're going to see these cavalcades, continue because, Epcot has gotten, has two less than they had.
Well, Mira was here for a very short time, just the weekend last year. So now she's back and so far full time leading the parade, as you said. So it's nice to see. Any kind of change with the characters is always fun.
She had a car last time, and actually there was also performers with a banner. And
right, like a little entourage.
It was like an extra little cavalcade within a cavalcade.
And it was different because this time she's leading the cavalcade, and last time she took up the rear with her whole, let's call it a unit.
Right. Well, that's what I was saying. It was almost like her own cavalcade ending the cavalcade. So I thought that was really fun when they had that.
And it made it easier to get multiple shots because since it was in the back, I had time to catch up. So also, when we were here, we took a look at the Walt Disney Presents area to see the Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser model.
Well, the Halcyon, the Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser will open in 2022, which is next year. They have not given an exact date. And they're going to have 2-night all-immersive adventures. So it's sort of like going on a cruise within a
space cruise.
Yes, and Disney actually has shared a variety of aspects of the Star Wars Hotel. We'll just call it the Star Wars Hotel. That's not really what they call it. Including the passenger cabins, the dining room, the lounge. Originally, it was scheduled for 2021. I remember when they talked about it the last D23. And it looks like it'll be really immersive.
Yeah, because of the pandemic, of course, it was pushed back a year, but it will be very immersive. And we also have another video that is loaded with concept art and the full video that is showed here in the background. So if you want to see more about the, as you say, the Star Wars Hotel, you can check that out.
The Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser.
And every time we drive by, we see it. You could still see it a little bit from the road, but they're starting to plant more and more trees. So eventually, you won't even know that the physical structure is there unless, you are flying above on a helicopter or something.
And here we are in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. We were here for lunch, actually.
Yeah, well, I hadn't had one of my famous space hot dogs, otherwise known as a Ronto wrap, in a while.
And I, of course, had to have the Felucian Garden spread with the hummus and vegetables is my favorite.
So we're taking a look at Ronto Roasters. Now you can actually go in and look at the animatronic and look at some of the details again. Before it was, you really, really had to be careful where you went. There were limited amount of guests in this area.
And that is changing. Things are changing very fast here. Rana wrap. Anytime we're at the studios, you want a Rana wrap.
Yeah, and often you want your garden spread too. So we both know our favorites, and here we are at Docking Bay 7.
And this time you also got a specialty, kind of some chips too.
It was not offered. I've never seen that offered before. It was sort of a little accompaniment that you could order. It was, I think, $8.99.
It was. Or $7.99 or something. Yeah,
it was way too expensive for what it was. It was nice, but it was just not worth the price. I would wait until
3 p.m.
And get the Ronto wrap here at Docking Bay 7 because for $1 more you get a nice platter with chips, and it's to me it's a better setup.
Well, if we had waited just like one more hour, you could have gotten that.
But we were starved.
Well, I don't.
You would have never agreed to wait an hour.
I think that if I knew at 3 p.m. you could get that.
And you found such a great spot here outside. We're still doing outside when we can, and it was a nice shaded seat here. And here's my Ronto wrap, and this is the little snack bag. It looks like the same bag that they serve the popcorn. I think they call it something else, but basically it's space popcorn.
Mm-hmm. And the chips were not bad. It's just that for the approximately $8. It was really high for what it is, in my opinion.
Right. Well, there are certain chips that you were not a fan of. I don't.
Well, I don't eat pork rinds.
Right.
And I think that was the main one.
And they had a lot of pork rinds too. So if you were a fan, at least you got your sort of your money's worth.
And here's the Felucian garden spread, and it is not real beef, but it tastes like real beef. And I can't think of another counter service meal that I can get on Disney property that has as much flavor as this does. And I highly recommend it. Almost everybody I know who has had it, this is like the go-to.
Most Impossible items are great. Like the Impossible burgers are actually excellent that we've had in the past.
It seems impossible that
Isn't it
could
true,
be,
though? Am I wrong?
Yes. I haven't had a lot. This is the main thing that I order that has not real meat in it.
Now, you can see there was still quite the line for Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway at this point, so we didn't get to ride. But I have confidence we'll be riding that again very soon.
Confidence?
Yeah, because it seems like we'll be able to.
Maybe
we're willing
on Sunday.
to now.
We're going to the studios on Sunday. Maybe we will do it then.
Next stop, Disney's Polynesian Village Resort. You can see the construction for the monorail station is going full force.
Yeah, there's, it looks like they're going to add that pretty soon to around that monorail station area, that the piece in the parking lot. Disney's Polynesian Village Resort will be reopening in July, so we're only a couple months out at this point. And I guess we'll see that the main entrance hopefully finished and the monorail station hopefully finished, and then you have the Moana theme rooms. There's a lot going on here. It hasn't been, I don't think, too disruptive at all because we've stayed here a couple of times.
Yeah, we had great stays and not at all disrupted, except for the second time I think the monorail station wasn't open, but we enjoy the walk.
Fine.
Now that they've opened the walkway, it's really nice to have that walk right from the Poly to the Magic Kingdom.
And to me, it's funny to say they're opening the resort, just like some of the other resorts are reopening, because the DVC rooms have been open since last June. And the pools are open, and some of the restaurants are open. But hopefully, I am hoping that Trader Sam's.
I was just going to say,
Ohana,
there's one big hole in that. No Trader Sam's.
And no Ohana.
And no Ohana as well. And I love both of those. So I look forward to re-investigating them.
And those are the main things I can think of that have not reopened yet.
So this is the first time that, in a long time, we've taken one of the small little boats from the Polynesian over to the Magic Kingdom. And it was wonderful to be back.
It has been like a year and a half since I've been on one of the small boats. And it was really unusual to be that close to the water. It felt
That's
like
what you were saying.
I was just like, wow, we're so close to the water on here, because we're used to right now the big boats.
Well, the former Animal Kingdom Discovery boat, and those are huge, very high off the water boats. So yeah, this was very different.
Not just that one, but some of the other boats also are higher up, and then of course the ferry. So it was fun to get back on one of these. You
really feel
boats.
the water in your face and everything. I look forward to when they'll have, hopefully, the boat rentals again. We can rent our favorite pontoon boats and go out on the water, the little water sprites.
It's been a long time.
So here we are at the Magic Kingdom, and this was on the same day as we were at Disney's Hollywood Studios. I think we did a triple header.
We did. We did 3 parks on that day. We haven't done the Magic Kingdom at night in a long time, but now we did twice in like a week. And really enjoyed being here in the evening.
And you could see the moat has finally been refilled, and look how beautiful with the reflection.
And it was not that busy on this. We did quite a bit in about a 2-hour period. We did quite a few attractions because it just wasn't that busy.
Yeah, our last evening, we had a couple evening visits to the Magic Kingdom, and it's amazing how light it is crowd-wise towards the end of the day. And we hadn't ridden It's a Small World in about a year, probably. Maybe longer. I don't know. You did. You did once, but I didn't.
Oh, okay. I figured maybe last June or so, or July, maybe we had ridden, but I don't remember. But it was nice to get back on, and we only waited maybe 5 minutes or so.
And it looked like it said a 15-minute wait, but it really moved along. And ooh la la.
The the only attraction we really waited for was the People Mover at probably about 15 to 20 minutes. Everything else was pretty much a walk on, I think.
I remember taking this clip and thinking you would appreciate it because it's the Eiffel Tower.
I do.
I know you would like that. And you could see the little tribute to Mary Blair, and I'm going to do a close-up of that doll. But and that is Mary Blair, the famous designer down there, Disney designer.
And I just think that's so cool that there's a tribute. And, of course, that there's an Eiffel Tower, because I am so ready to get back to Paris now.
And you can see her glasses back there. It's hard to see, but I think it's a very nice hidden Mary.
And she designed the mural also at the Disney's Contemporary Resort in the Grand Canyon Concourse, that large mural with the 5-legged goat.
And I love that. Everybody loves that. Such great stuff here. And just a few more scenes from It's a Small World. So nice. You know, what small world is your favorite out of the three we've done in person? Disneyland Paris, here at Walt Disney World, or the original at Disneyland Anaheim?
Well, there's... I like them all. I mean, they're different. Actually, probably, I like Disneyland. They have the little, I like that they have the little characters, the Disney characters in them. But I like Disneyland Paris as well. Disneyland Paris, you know, has some fun scenes that we do not have.
Oh, they have the United States.
Yes, I
so
like
that's
that.
very
Yes.
interesting to see their take on the U.S. So
Right.
I'm glad that there are different It's a Small World attractions around the world.
But of course, the one at Disneyland is so big, and Disneyland Paris also. Ours is sort of in this little area in Fantasyland, where the other two are like big buildings, and I like that.
So now we're looking at Cinderella Castle at dusk and in nighttime. This is the first time we've seen it with the new decorations after dark.
It was really beautiful, and we've seen it now twice, not fully after dark when we went to Chef Mickey's, but partly. And we also went on Pirates of the Caribbean toward the end of the night, because this was the last ride. This was it, and end of the night.
And I wanted to show all that plexiglass. I don't know how long that will stay, but this is the first time that I've noticed that. We've ridden it before, and there wasn't that much queue in plexiglass last time we rode, which wasn't that long ago.
I think that we'll see that disappear in the near future. We didn't wait at all for the ride at the end of the night.
And we walked right on. It was great.
That was nice.
So again, another look at the beautiful Cinderella Castle.
And you know, it was so nice to be here at night. We don't go to the parks very often in the evening, and I think that's probably a mistake. I think we probably should do a little more of that.
Well, I'm glad now that we realize that we can do it again. And with the weather we've had, I mean, it's been absolutely spectacular.
In the evenings, yes.
So I want to say happy 400 episodes, and thanks to Grace. I've recycled her artwork for the second time. We used it for the 200th and the 300th, and also a little bonus. Scrumptious! There you go. And while we reminisce, yes, Colin will appreciate this nice footage here of your favorite Clarabelle cow,
And
the diva of dairy.
Colin wrote to us from Scotland on Twitter, and we really appreciate. He's been watching since
Every
the very
show.
beginning. I can't even believe that.
We should send him an award. So anyway, what do you have to say? There's your favorite Clarabelle. Dancing just for you, Denise.
No. You know what? The scrumptious part, like, for some reason people like that. I'm just
that's
like, oh
because
no, not another scrumptious.
She cooks, during Christmas time. She cooks those wonderful cookies.
Yes, I know.
So that's where that comes from. But she can dance pretty good too.
And this is at Disney California Adventure. We sent our friend and reporter in California.
She has a way of walking, that's for sure.
Yes, and there's Oswald, and I'm glad to see Oswald back at DCA as well.
So the next time we see this artwork, it'll be for show 500. Are you ready?
I look so young and thin there.
Yeah, we need to commission more of this. So that is another show.
That is another show. Thanks to Grace also for the artwork, and also to MEI Travel and Mouse Fan Travel for their sponsorship. I saw Becky might be on a Royal Caribbean cruise in a few weeks. I don't know if it's like a test cruise or something, but I am looking forward to cruising. Well,
I am too.
I am ready to do all the things. I'm ready to Disneyland, and
we put in our time. We were very careful. We followed all the correct rules.
I'm still careful, but I'm ready to travel. I'm ready to go.
Well, I am ready to go too, and I think we'll probably have a couple of trips in our future to Disneyland and maybe even to Disneyland Paris.
That's the
certainly
hope.
For next year
No,
for the big anniversary.
This year, as long as we. yes.
All right,
Disney
so
Paris
let's
this year.
talk a little shorter term now. Next week, we already know that we're going to have a full video review of the Mickey Mouse.
Chef Mickey, the Mickey Mouse review.
Yes. Chef Mickey's character dining for dinner. It was really, really nice, and I look forward to showing everything about that.
And we're going to Epcot tomorrow and the studios on Sunday. I'm not sure what else we'll be doing.
And you mentioned the 3 Caballeros have returned.
Yes, after many months of being cardboard cutouts, they are
at the
back
Mexico
in
boat ride.
animatronic form.
So I look forward to hopefully seeing that, unless there's a massive line to get in. We'll see what happens.
Well, if we get there first thing, that
We'll
it
rope
should be
drop
fine.
it.
Yes,
Yes.
we'll rope drop it.
So, and I'm not sure what else, but I'm sure we'll have something of interest coming up this week for next week's show as well.
Well, I mean, we already start with Chef Mickey's.
Yeah, you can't top that.
No.
Chef Mickey's.
That was really fun.
So thanks again for listening. Have a great week, and we'll see you all next week.
Thanks for listening.